Virgo, the rune that I got to represent your energy for this reading is Thurzaz. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it basically represents Thor's weapon. So it symbolizes a shield of protection around you. And when I pulled this out of your bag, which I'll talk about in a second, it initially slipped from my fingers. And it took me a long time to find it. It fell on the floor, it bounced a couple times, and it ended up going behind that dresser. And I had to kind of feel my way through the dark to find this rune, to find the shield of protection. And I feel like this is a message for you. You have protection, it's available to you, but if you don't activate it or consider something, I don't know what the something is just yet, it could slip through your fingers. It feels like you want to be conscious of projection. You know, we all project, it happens, more than we think it does. And so you could feel attacked by someone, or maybe there is an actual attack. And you want to be careful not to project something onto that attack or to that person, to that situation. You want to rather shield yourself as a protective, protect yourself rather than trying to project. Okay, so I did get this image of someone eating salty crackers in the corner. So it feels like there's someone who's maybe a little salty with you, a little bit perturbed. I don't know why. But I also got that they're planning a quiet comeback. Or maybe it's not planning, but it's in their energy, this idea of a quiet comeback. So if you've had a disagreement with someone and they've kind of gone stale salty crackers, and they've gone quiet, there is an indication here that they're going to reappear with something to say. I also got the message, don't regret the fun you had, you chose it for a reason. So I feel like that's a very straightforward message, maybe for someone in particular. And I also got that dusk and sundown are really opportune times of the day for you. This is a time for you to imagine, to manifest, to do something creative. Dusk, or when the sun is going down. You could even watch a sunset. That would help you if you feel blocked. So this bag in here is some charms, some tarot cards, some oracle cards. I put them in here on the lunar eclipse and I charged it under the full moon light. So we're going to see what's in this bag. I haven't seen it. I just put things in without looking, and we'll get a message from here, and then we'll also pull some tarot. So let's see, Virgo, a shield of protection. And then of course I chose this bag for you, which the pentagram itself can be thought of as a shield of protection with all 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and spirit. And so when you combine these elements together in your practice or in your thinking or in your life, you attend to each area, the mind, the body, the soul, spirit, all of that, you naturally enact a force of protection around you because you're conscious of how everything is connected and how everything can work together in your favor. Okay, and the color purple could be significant for you too. There's something about creation story coming through, the first world creation story. I don't know what that is. It's just something I'm getting, first world creation story. Something about purple or violet, maybe violet light, which is usually associated with psychic abilities and intuition. So let's see what we got for you. The tarot card, 10 of Swords. This is interesting because in the 10 of Swords, we have the sunset, right? The sun is going down. Some people say it's the sunrise, the start of a new day. But this particular card, we don't see where the sun is. And I think with that message, dusk and sundown, there is a message here that something has come to an end. And the 10 of Swords looks painful because it is, but it's also the end of the pain. Okay? It's a finale. There's no more pain to come in this situation. It's resolved itself because it's come to its end. So I'm getting you've allowed something to come to an end, which wasn't easy. Okay, it could be something to do with this person I'm seeing eating salty crackers. Okay, let's see. We also have focus. Witness the infinity of now. Again, looks like the sun to me. So a message about staying present, focusing on the present moment. Confusion. Ooh, we have vain. I'm hearing, how did that sneak in there? Maybe this person that I'm picking up on, or this energy, it could be a group of people, it could be a work thing, you know, you place it where it needs to go. You could be confused as to why they are salty, or why they've treated you the way they have. Perhaps they've exhibited some form of vanity. This could also be indicating the end of your own vanity in some sense or another. And that's amazing, because it feels like this vanity, I don't know about what, was causing some mental anguish here, some pain. And you've decided, lights out on the vanity. Lights out on the vanity. That could be for someone else too, like you're no longer dealing with their vanity. Interference, confusion, interference, vain. There could be, I'm getting that song, You're So Vain, You Probably Think This Song Is About You. And I'm pretty sure I did a reading once that said, You're so vain, you probably think this reading's about you. I'll try to find it if I can and link it below. It's old, like 4 years old, 5 years old. Maybe something happened 4 or 5 years ago that's linked to this message. But there could be someone here in your life where you always had to deal with their emotional reaction to what was going on with you. They always thought something was about them. Or it could be you. It could have been you were always, super sensitive and taking things as a personal affront when they weren't. So there's some of you that are placed in either group. Okay, let's see the charms. We have a bird in a cage, a bottle cap. Ooh, we have 2 number 4s that fell out, so 8, but 44 could be significant too. Snowflake, that's that vain energy coming through. Another bird in a cage. Well, yeah, see, all of that's ending, that feeling of being trapped. We have an angel or a fairy, whatever you'd like it to be. And this blue rock. I'm not sure what it is, but maybe you know. This blue stone. Okay, so let's get your tarot out and see what this message is all about here, Virgo. I'm actually going to pull some oracle cards first. Focus. The interference is over. The confusion is over. We have bitterness coming through. Interesting. So I forgot to put do not disturb because I'm actually filming this much later than I usually do. And I got a notification from Netflix that said Love is Blind is out. And I feel like as I was pulling it, it caught my attention. Maybe there's something about love here, okay? And feeling like you didn't see something coming. This could even be love in a friendship or love in a workplace, like love for your job, and then something happened. Bitterness, interference, vain, confusion, 10 of Swords. And shield of protection. For some of you, you are being hard on yourself for not protecting yourself enough. Maybe this is where the don't regret the fun you had, you chose it for a reason comes in. Let's get one more, Spirit. What's going on here? I know it's your birthday too, Sun sign Virgo, so happy birthday, even though this looks to be one of the harder messages. There's a tarot card stuck in here. Let's see what that is. 4 of Cups. Well, this is kind of a bitterness energy. This is, it could be vanity too. It's like, I don't want what you're offering to me. It's a form of rejection here. Okay. What's going on here, Spirit? Help me put this together. Shadow. Yeah, well, we are dealing with some difficult processes that have impacted you, whether these are someone else's emotional or psychological processes or whether they're your own. But when shadow comes out, you are in the realm of awakening and growth if you're able to understand what your experience is trying to show you. I'm picking up on some kind of regret here. Yeah, okay. Let's get the tarot, Spirit. It feels like temperance coming out for your overall energy, which is beautiful. It feels like very retrospective, this reading. It feels like we're looking into the past. It feels like you're contemplating something in your life or some situation that happened and you feel unsettled about maybe how you acted or what you said, or maybe you should have said something else, or why did they say something? Why didn't they say something? And I feel like this is where the shield of protection comes in, and it's so important because I feel the confusion around the situation is causing some interference for you. It's interfering with your focus on the present moment. And there's a clear message here that you're capable of alchemizing the energy because it has come to its natural end. This situation has come to an end. The hardest part about it is over. And it feels like maybe your thoughts or something you're doing is like continuing to stir the energy back up, and Spirit's saying, let it go. 4 of Cups, let it go. But you're bitter, and maybe rightfully so, or someone's bitterness threw you off, and it's hard to let it go because something still feels bottled up, bottle cap and the bird cages, bound or not able to release itself. Temperance. The year 2011 and 1992 could mean something. I'm just seeing it on the card here. So this is a card of alchemy, of combining forces in order to create something new. These could be opposing forces, opposing feelings you have. This is transmuting energy, but it's also patience and tempering your actions, doing what's appropriate for the moment. So let's see. What does Virgo not see coming, Spirit? What is Virgo not seeing coming? The Hermit. There you are. Well, I just read something about the Hermit the other day, which I had forgotten. And that is that the Hermit, holds its lantern, his or her lantern, and goes off down the mountain with the wisdom and the knowledge that he or she has discovered and learned and found within themselves. And what I read was that the Hermit only takes one step at a time. They don't try to see the path ahead of them so far off into the distance, because all they have as a light source is that lantern, is that inner light. And that lantern is not I'm hearing supersonic. I don't know. I don't know why sonic, but a super flashlight that can see far off into the distance. It's not the sun. Sun down. So the sun is going down. Something's coming to an end. You've learned something pretty impactful on your psyche, on your soul, but it's only illuminating a little bit of the path in front of you. Okay, so focus on the present moment, and then maybe tomorrow, or the next day, or just the week. What do you have to get done this week? Rather than thinking, what am I going to do in a year from now, 6 months? Where am I going to be 3 months? Am I going to be able to do this? That kind of planning is definitely useful, but the guidance coming through is that this hermit energy of focusing on the steps you're taking now will lead you to a much more balanced place and a place of clarity where there isn't confusion. This is your shield of protection, the hermit energy. And it really is coming through as focusing on the here and now, and maybe tomorrow and maybe next week, but not much further. Because that's where the confusion comes in. That's where the interference comes in. That's where maybe a projection of bitterness into the future can happen. You expect something to be a certain way, so you're projecting that feeling into your future. So focus on the now. Let's see. Tell me more about the Hermit, Spirit. What is Virgo going to learn here with the Hermit energy? There's that pentagram we talked about. Magic. There's something locked inside of you, and you have the key. I'm seeing him hold something in his hand here. Is it a key? Yeah, I think it is. You have the key, and it's time to unlock that. And what you have inside of you is the power of alchemy, is the power to change your perspective, your circumstance, your vision. And I'm seeing like this magnifying glass. It's like, bring what matters most to you into view and magnify it. Make it bigger. Rather than magnifying the other stuff that's causing turmoil. So as you dip further into the Hermit energy and you focus on the steps just in front of you, your magic unlocks. Okay, this is a good time maybe to take a little bit of a step back, spend some time alone. I'm seeing this protection shield too. Shield of protection around your aura, around your energy, because you're doing something important, which is transmuting pain and a difficult ending. So let's see your opportunity, Virgo. What is your opportunity? Two of Swords, Two of Wind, it says, the crossing. You may feel like you need to make a decision right now, and it could be in relationship to this salty cracker eater in the corner, okay? Maybe you feel as though you ought to do something. And Spirit's advising you to just hold the line for now. And I'm seeing like a telephone cord. Maybe you're thinking about communication. Some of you are thinking about how can you provoke it. That's only for some of you. But Spirit's saying take a break for a second here with that. Rest your mind. You don't need to make that decision at the moment. Can I get more with the Two of Wind as the opportunity? Because there is confusion. I see emerge, but a lot of cards came out. There is confusion here in your space. So you don't want to make a decision when you're confused. So let's see. What is this opportunity? Thank you. Trust. Oh, look at this beautiful bird. Don't make a decision until you can trust yourself or trust someone else. And maybe the answer here for you is that there is no decision here. You've already made the choice because you couldn't trust someone or someone has broken your trust. I'm picking that up for sure. We don't get to the Ten of Swords and the Shadow card from nowhere. Something has happened. Devastating. So trust your intuition that your indecisiveness around what to do about this is guiding you to not do anything at all right now. Hermit, go inward. Rather than protecting yourself, going inward, rather than putting yourself out there, trying to resolve it externally, projecting the bitterness outwards or the confusion or the interference you feel, projecting it outward. Don't do that. Try not to do that. Instead, go in, protect. Now, don't isolate yourself, but there's a very specific situation we're talking about here. I'm hearing you have to draw on your reserves. Okay, let's see the challenge for Virgo spirit. The challenge. What is challenging Virgo right now? I'm seeing like the sunrise, the sunset, like going quickly as if it's like a stop motion kind of. Stop motion. Interesting. It's like cycles. There's cycles here to something. There's a pause. The magus. Wow. Temperance, the hermit, and the magus, the magician. You're a challenge. There's those Two of Swords on the table. It's actually, I think it's supposed to be a wand and a sword, but I saw it immediately as this card. So you have all the tools available to you to change the energy, to shift the energy. And you may be wanting to shift it more than it can shift right now. It can change. There is change. Definitely. But it's a little bit slow, but also because it's slow, it's solid. You're creating a solid foundation in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. The change is happening a little bit slow so that it can really fully integrate within you, so that it can fuse with you, this change, this positive change, this release, this elimination of confusion. And you may be wanting to see more than can happen right now. Because what you're doing is deep. So the magician is your challenge. Some of you might feel like people are moving around you. I don't know, maybe literally, or they're just a lot's going on for other people and you're in a little bit of a standstill, or you don't see any opportunities that you would like. But you need to focus on the now, witness the infinity of now. You are where somebody longs to be, okay? Let's see more about the magician as the challenge spirit. Yeah, longing. Exactly. Thank you for the confirmation. You are where someone longs to be. And yet you are longing to be somewhere else. So let's get advice on how to deal with this challenge. Guidance, Spirit. A lot there. I saw 7 of Earth, which is patience and waiting. Not waiting in vain, though. Oh, so many. Let's just get one for clarity's sake. There's also something that you could read or learn that will inspire you. The Devil. Look at all these majors coming out. And when majors come out like this in a small spread, the spread is only 6 cards. And we have 4 of them majors. It indicates a shift in your consciousness. It indicates that you are really evolving in your soul. I'm hearing by choice. The Devil. For your advice. Well, this could be a card of grounding, the need to ground, which is generally good advice. But because we have shadow here, I feel like this card is also indicating the need to be brave and to recognize and realize that something in your shadow has been activated, has been poked, has been touched, and it's coming into your conscious awareness for your own soul's growth. Now, when things come through the shadow, things about ourselves that we weren't really aware of or that we hadn't really understood before, or now we're understanding more than we ever did in the past, it can be a little bit unsettling, shocking. Feelings of confusion can arise. Feelings of bitterness can arise. And that's a part of the transmutation, is acknowledging those feelings and then figuring out what they're trying to tell you and what you can do with them. Don't be the salty person in the corner. Not for too long. I'm getting the letter B. Okay, so the Devil. Tell me more about this Devil. Something about a chain-linked fence. Timeless. Well, that's the thing too. We all have a shadow. And it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, we don't eliminate our shadow. We integrate it, but we'll never fully integrate our shadow in this lifetime. I mean, I highly doubt it. I don't think anybody really would say that we could do that. Because things are deep, deep, deep within us. Deeper than we can sometimes touch. But also, we continue to experience difficulties in cycles in our life, which then create more wounds and aspects of ourselves that get hidden in the shadow. So it's okay if you haven't figured it all out. Step by step is how you have to go. I'm not satisfied, Spirit, with this Timeless card and the Devil. There's also something about the quiet comeback here of this person. Like, I'm literally seeing them eat those, like, what do you call them? The premium salty crackers you put in the soup? Yeah. Their mouth is, like, really dry. Maybe they can't speak. It's like they don't have the emotional capacity right now. They're planning a quiet comeback, or it's in their energy. But it's timeless, right? I don't have a time on when that's going to happen. And that can be a bother. That can be a persistent little gnat in your field. It's like, oh, I feel this person coming back. I know they're going to say something. What are they going to say? When is it going to be? It's like there. But if you put up this shield of protection around you by going within and discovering what the hurt, the confusion, and the bitterness is trying to tell you, then that gnat becomes insignificant. You don't even perceive it anymore, or not really. You realize you have much more control and power over it than it does of you. Observe. Yeah. Because you feel the observation on your energy. But you can also observe them too. And you have. You've observed a lot about the situation. And so it's time to shift your focus to the now. Not to the past, not to the future of what's going to happen. To the now. Okay? Like today, tonight. How are you going to enjoy yourself? The Emperor, another major. Take control of your reality by stepping into the present moment. By feeling nothing but your present moment. After this reading ends, what are you going to do? You know, give yourself an idea of something that you could do other than thinking about things that might happen or could happen or did happen. Find a way to relax in order to take charge of the situation. This is your outcome, the Emperor. This is you being in full control. There's no confusion here. There's no interference. Okay? There is an ending that you're looking at, and you're saying to yourself, I'm saying to myself, I heard. I'm saying, okay, so I'll talk in first person. Pearson might be a word too. I'm saying to myself, that ending gave me the energy I needed to transmute so that I could find my own personal power in a way that I didn't see before. And now that I know my power and that this situation was a catalyst for my awareness of my own power, I can look at this situation with gratitude and release some of the bitterness, just some of it. All right, Virgo, that's what I have for you. I'm going to do an extended. In the extended, we go a layer deeper. We see what else wants to come through. If you can't go to that, don't worry about it. Trust that Spirit gave you everything you needed right here. If you do want to go to the extended, the link is in the description box below. I love you so much. Happy birthday. I'll see you next time.